Egypt, but he is the oldest N-Sovereign mutant on Earth. He claims to be a god and rules over everything. Those people all have to follow him. No one knows how long he has lived, because when he gets weak, these 4 guards will bring him a new body. This time, they're looking for a mutant with healing power. N-Sovereign has many superpowers, because every time he transfers his consciousness to a new body, he will be able to gain all the abilities of that body, and keep it for a long time. The magic inside the pyramid is activated by sunlight, and N-Sovereign's consciousness begins to transfer to a new body. Right now, long-oppressed soldiers took the opportunity to rebel. They smash wooden poles, and let the rock slide in the pre-made path. The door is immediately closed, but they are all defeated easily. The rock breaks all the bearing pillars. The pyramid begins to collapse. Those guards are all crushed to death. N-Sovereign is about to finish his process of transferring with the last strength. This guard tries to protect N-Sovereign. Then they are all buried. A few dry years passed. A group of people considered N-Sovereign as a god. They try to find him. The sun shines on where he lies. The magic on the pyramid is activated again. N-Sovereign wakes up. When he goes outside, he sees the world changed a lot. Suddenly he sees a weird woman. She has white eyes. Then the wind blows strongly. She takes this advantage to steal money of other. She is Storm who can control the weather. Those people surround her. At this time N-Sovereign passes by. He raises his hand. Their hands are all cut. He looks around. The other is also buried in the wall. N-Sovereign goes to Storm's house. N-Sovereign has slept for several thousand years. Now he wants to know who ruling this world. It's easy to know. He touches on the TV, so that he can connect with the satellite through this TV, and gets every information he needs. Then he knows. This world belongs to powerful nations with nuclear weapons. Unexpectedly, people who are like small ants. Now they are ruling the whole world. He feels so ashamed of this truth. Then he decides to take the world back, and lets the mutant rule the world. The first step, he has to gather his 4 guards. He has a dangerous skill that can increase the mutant's power. After being increased power, Storm becomes his first guard. The second mutant, she is Psylocke, who can make many kinds of weapons. N-Sovereign looks at her. Immediately Psylocke's power is also increased a lot. After being brainwashed, she also becomes one of his guards. Under Psylocke's help, they find the 3rd mutant Angel. One of Angel's wings was hit hard during a battle. It was broken terribly. N-Sovereign helps him heal his wound. His body begins to regenerate. After a while, the feathery wings disappear. They are replaced by a pair of powerful metal wings. His damage ability skyrockets. His appearance is also changed. The last mutant appears. He is Magneto. His eyes are full of sadness and hatred. He just wants to kill everyone he sees. He has been living a normal life for a long time, but today his factory gets in trouble. To save others, he has to use his power unexpectedly. Those police want to catch him. For them, mutant is a dangerous one. In order to protect his wife and their daughter, Magneto is willing to be caught, but his daughter is also a mutant. His little girl doesn't want to be caught. He orders many birds attacking them. One of those police shoots the arrows. His wife and daughter are injured. Magneto is too sad. They are his only family. Now they were all dead, so those police must be dead. Magneto takes the necklace of his daughter. Then kills all of them. Right after that, N-Sovereign and his underlings come. After knowing Magneto wants to kill those people, he helps Magneto. Those workers are all buried. Then N-Sovereign leads Magneto to the place where his parents were killed by human. Thinking about the death of his wife, daughter and parents, Magneto is so angry. Magneto's power is one of the most important elements to help N-Sovereign destroy this world. After being increased power by N-Sovereign, he has become a devil. He can control the metal deep in the earth. Magneto vents his hatred in his heart. These buildings around him bear the force of his powerful magnetic field. They are all collapsed. His strength is so incredible. Magneto's friend is Mystique. After knowing Magneto's wife and daughter were killed, and he also killed all of those polices, she is worried that she will become the target of mankind. She goes to the mutant university founded by Professor X. She asks the professor to use his telepathy, and finds Magneto with the superpower of mind control. Professor uses brainwave amplifier. By that way, he can sense people and mutants all over the world. Finally he sees Magneto, but Magneto's heart is full of hatred now. He wants to kill all mankind to avenge his wife and daughter. N-Sovereign looks towards Magneto. Professor X also senses the existence of N-Sovereign. Their minds are connected. So an accident was caused. N-Sovereign breaks into the professor's mind. This is the first time Professor X has felt this power. And then, after being increased power, N-Sovereign becomes scary and controls Professor's mind. That's the power that N-Sovereign is looking for. Then he uses this power to control all the soldiers guarding nuclear weapons. Those weapons are all bounced up. Now mankind doesn't have any nuclear weapons anymore. Nothing can stop him. These old husband and wife are too scared. Soon, the world's nuclear weapons are unleashed into outer space. At this time, Professor X finally can take his mind back. He tells Havoc to quickly destroy the amplifier. Professor escapes from N-Summoner's control. N-Summoner comes and takes Professor away. Havoc tries to save Professor. Accidentally he hits a plane and makes a big explosion. At this time, music is turned. Quicksilver appears. It's showtime of Quicksilver. Quicksilver has a power of moving as fast as flashlight. He is the fastest man in the world. I mean, he moves fast. Watching the scene, you can see his power easily. The fire is very big, but he's still very calm before the explosion. But Havoc, other people are all saved. Now, N-Summoner asks Professor X to transmit a message to the whole world. He wants to kill the humankind. This Earth should be ruled by these strong mutants. Professor X takes this chance. He contacts with Jean Grey and sends a private encrypted signal. He said that he was in Cairo. The power of Jean Grey is to read their minds. She has an incredible power, but now she still can't control it. After receiving his position, Raven, Jean, Havoc, Nightcrawler, they hastily go to Cairo. N-Summoner is taking the final steps of the plan. Being the oldest mutant in the world, N-Summoner has a terrible power. He just casually waves his hand. Many buildings in the city are all collapsed. Then these piles of sand gather together and become another substance. The whole city disappears in a second. It changes into a huge pyramid. Then he makes an iron hat. He gives it to Magneto. Magneto is the most important element that helps him destroy the world. He builds the pyramid with the aim of transferring his mind into Professor, like the primordial god in the novel has done. But once he transfers successfully, he will get all of Professor's skills. Then everything in the world will be controlled. Magneto also starts to release his superpower. He flies in the sky. Magneto is the best. All metal also goes up into the air. With this powerful magnetic field, all metal materials on Earth are beginning to crumble, not only on ground, but also underground. Soon, all human civilizations will remain only in memory. When N-Summoner is about successful, Raven and others come in time. Under Jean's help, Nightcrawler finally finds out Professor X, and then saves him immediately. N-Summoner is interrupted. He shouts out hopelessly and chases after them. Quicksilver wants to defeat N-Summoner by his own power, but it's in vain. He looks at Quicksilver's speed carefully and then stops him. Raven transforms into Salakar and attacks N-Summoner, but N-Summoner can heal himself quickly. Then he catches her as a hostage in order to ask Professor to appear. Seeing she is about dead, Professor suddenly thinks of an idea. Even though his transfer was failed, that he can connect with N-Summoner's mind. Professor breaks into his mind. However, he has underestimated the power of N-Summoner. For N-Summoner, Professor is very weak. When N-Summoner is about to take him away, suddenly he is stopped by 2 iron bars. Did you betray me? No. I used to betray them. Magneto feels regretful and immediately attacks N-Summoner. Havoc also helps him, but they can't injure N-Summoner. Professor X is also abused and has no strength to fight back. It seems like everything was over. At that time, someone has just broken into their spirit world. That's Jean. Jean has controlled their powers. Professor tells her to release her power. She always keeps her power inside in order not to injure others. At this time, she releases all of her power. Right after that, N-Summoner was defeated. His body can't take Jean's attack. Magneto and Havoc take this chance to attack him. N-Summoner wants to escape. Unexpectedly, Storm also betrays him. Finally, under Jean Grey's superpower, N-Summoner was disappeared forever. After that, the Mutant Academy was rebuilt by Jean Grey and Magneto. Professor wants him to stay there and teach the next generation, but Magneto declines that invitation. Professor X shaved his head. Others form a new generation of X-Men. The end.